Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Be Real, Get Real with Women's Prosperity Network. And I'm so happy that you are here with me today because we are going to meet a woman with an extraordinary story. And I know you are going to get much motivation about when you hear her story, and you'll also be able to relate, as well as she will be sharing some things that make a difference for all of us in our lives, little tools that we can use. So, again, it's my pleasure to be here with you. And while you're at it, go ahead. You see that share button down there? Go ahead and click that and invite people to watch this with you, because this show, Be Real, Get Real, is about just that. When we can be ourselves, when we can get real with what's happening in our lives, in our businesses, when we can be real, get real, we achieve real results. So that's what this is about. We are all about creating relationships at Women's Prosperity Network. And because truthfully, we don't do business with businesses, we do business with people. So the best way to grow your business is to be yourself, to create relationships, and for people to learn more about you other than what it is you do for a living. So today, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be learning more about my guest. And let me go ahead and give you some info as I put on my glasses to see. Marina is amazing, and I'm thrilled to bring her to you. Marina Shakur Haber is a life strategy expert known as the happiness guru. I love that title. She works with individuals who are seeking to know themselves, what they want, where they want to be, and where they can have the most impact in their lives. So get fired up, because Marina is all about working with you to be the best version of you. And isn't that what we all want, right? We're going to talk a little bit about her business today, but really what we're going to be getting into is an amazing thing that happened to her when she was 6 months pregnant with her second child. And she got a knock on a door and her life changed forever. So let me go ahead and welcome the fantastic Marina Shakur Haber. Hi, Marina. Nice to see
Good.
you.
Nice.
Let's see. Let me get you back here. Exit solo layout. Why isn't it working? Here she is. She's coming. There she is. Hi. Good to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
So beautiful. And Marina, like me, is so lucky. We live in South Florida. So today we were talking about going to the beach, which that's what we do here in South Florida. So I'm so glad that you made it here today, Marina. And I can't wait to get into your story. It's very fascinating. So let's talk about what happened to you when you were 6 months pregnant and you got that knock on the door that really changed your life. What happened?
September 13th, 1993, Monday morning, crisp, beautiful, just like 9/11.
Oh, wait, I think your sound is going in and out. It could be your ear pods. Try that again, because I don't want to miss a word.
Other thoughts, maybe.
Yeah, she's going to switch to, when in doubt, the wire always works. That's what I did too.
You hear me?
Yeah, still. It's still going in and out for some reason. I don't know why. All right, talk to me. Isn't that funny? We were working, of course, you know how it is, ladies and gentlemen. You're working perfectly at all the tests, but right now we're not making it happen. So how about if you take out the pods? You have a microphone in your computer, right?
Can you hear me?
Sort of. Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it better now?
It's better enough. I can hear you all the way. It doesn't interrupt you at all. So, dying to know what happened when you were 6 months pregnant. What you told me the date it was. It was February?
It was September 13th, 1993. Beautiful day. Monday morning, and I see cars parked trucks and cars parked at our driveway. On top of there was the hill. There were the cars, and men in black, literally men and women in black, walked down my driveway. There's the knock on the door. IRS agents with a warrant that they could take everything from dawn till dusk. The problem that we had, my husband's business he had a nursing agency, and there was the issue between 1099 independent contractors and employees. This had been going on for some time until that day they had the warrant and they could take everything because on account of back taxes they claimed were ours that we needed to pay. And as I stood there, it was truly the end of my life, I thought. I was holding
Oh my goodness. I'm doing a podcast right now.
I held my daughter's hand and I started crying, which I rarely do. So under the circumstances, I decided that this was maybe not the best time to cry. So I collected myself. I went into my bedroom. There was a safe in my closet. And I decided, take out your jewelry, take out the cash, put it into the baby's diaper bag. There it was. I put it neatly in there. One place they never checked all day, diaper bag. At least I got some of my cash out. Other than that, it was about until 8 o'clock when they got finished and they carried everything out except for the beds, the dressers, and the rugs. They were not interested in Persian rugs. Hard to sell. I know the feeling. So
they took your living room furniture. They took everything.
Everything except for one sofa. That was, they do leave you with one dining set and one sofa, and that's it, and the beds. That's it. So they took everything except.
It sounds like a television show. It sounds like a TV show. Have you ever heard of the TV show Schitt's Creek?
Yes. Oh, I loved it. It reminded me of exactly that. I was like, whoa.
And that's what I'm getting. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're taking away all of Moira's wigs. They took everything.
And then at night, my husband turned on the alarm, and I looked at him, and all I could do is I started laughing. I said, Lenny, there's nothing left to take. If a robber comes, he will be so disappointed. So there's no point to put anything on. So, but 2 days later, I collected myself, and I had an incredibly strong mother. My mom told me, she said, don't crumble. It's not the time. You can't afford it. So 2 days later, I walked up my hill in the garden, and I stood there like Scarlett O'Hara. I went, I will never be down again. I will do whatever it takes, but I'll never be down like this again.
Okay, and then intermission. That's intermission in the movie.
Truth be known, there were definitely still downs, but there was a change in attitude. I took charge. I said, you have to collect yourself because you can't lose the only thing you have, and that's your mindset. The only thing that you have in order to get through these challenges, and we all get these challenges, they're part of life. They help us to become stronger, more resilient, and they help us to really get the diamond out of the rough. Yeah. So it is difficult to understand that concept at the time, and I'm still sharing that. So yeah, when that happens to you, it is anything but pleasant. But with every time that I had these experiences of things breaking down, there was another lesson that I needed to learn. And when you know that, it is easier to swallow this than when you start fighting it and fighting it and fighting the universe. You can't win either way.
What was the lesson in that? Well, first of all, did your husband go to prison?
Yeah, he went for 6 months. He was released 4 months later. So,
okay. So he got 2 months off.
Yeah, that's typical. But what it did is he could never start another business again. And we started a few other businesses and they all failed. And then we had about $125,000 left. And my mother sold her house and we sold our Porsche. And then I said, we have to go back into the same business, in the nursing business. He said, you're insane. You can't. You have a horrible name. The competition will kill you. So I said, in that case, I use the exact same name. I'm not hiding. Use the same name, Criticare. And I decided to be right there in front of it. I'm not hiding. We took care of our problems. We paid our dues. And it was a dispute between independent contractor and employee. So it was not that we were taking the money from the nurses. It was just at the time, that was absolutely the norm. So then I started that business again, and it was very, very successful. I did it, and I started my own business. The easy part was that my husband helped me. He had the know-how. He knew the people. And the nurses came back and worked for us because I paid them when we closed. We made sure every nurse was paid that had worked the time between the close down and the end of, when they worked and they were shut down. So that was a good beginning for a new business. And I was riding that wave for 14 years until one day that one was over too. Business changed and I didn't change with it. You know how that goes when you don't do the things that you need to do to grow with it. And I truly believe that was because I needed to shift gears and to become who I am today. And it was in that moment I had to close my baby, my business down, and it broke my heart. I was running around the lake by our home in New Jersey. And on the other side of the lake, I thought I'm going to have a heart attack. I was there and went, oh my God, is this it? And I heard a voice, heard it many times. I said, no, not yet. But if you keep this up, next time it will be. Get your work done. So I knew that I had to start my new path, and I had to come out of my spiritual closet.
Oh, open that door and let the spiritual woman out.
That was quite uncomfortable, but I did it, and I overcame that. Imagine that I'm sitting here still alive, came out of that closet and loving it. I mean, I'm loving it. So then I shifted gears, and now I had to learn a new business. I wrote a book, and it's, but you start these things and you do it, and then you go afterwards. Now what? Every time. Now what? Now what do I do with this? So it is a huge, huge growth and shift in what I do and my thinking. It was really an amazing ride and exhilarating. I have to tell you, it was just fabulous. Is fabulous. I'm not done yet. Is.
Right. You're not done yet. You're not done yet. You mentioned you wrote a book, and you told me that you got to meet Jack Canfield. Tell me about that and what he said. And you all know Jack Canfield. He's the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, The Success Principles. He's pretty well known in the business circles, but he's also well known for those amazing Chicken Soup for the Soul books. So Marina got a chance to meet him. So tell us about that.
I met him a few years ago because I was starting to promote my first book. And I knew at that time that one day I would be in a mastermind class with him. And so it was. So I probably manifested that. So I was in this master class with him, and he read my book, and he said that he really liked it. He feels that I write beautifully and that I'm onto something big with my new book, which is called Your GPS to Happiness. Now, then we did an interview, and I have to say that I don't know what happened, but I really was not my best. I froze. I froze a little bit, and I couldn't come up with answers that were really a little bit better than they were. But that's what happens. But the wonderful thing about Jack is that he is such a warm, kind, supportive person. He is When you see him, that's exactly who he is. There is no different. So it was a wonderful experience. And I also am a certified Canfield success trainer. So I incorporated his success principles, which I think are fabulous. They truly help you to get to where you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the Success Principles is such a great book, and it's so big, right? It's not a little book, but it's meant to be worked like one chapter at a time. We did book clubs on it, and people got such great results because you really did the things that were in there. And it's one of those things that really gives you clarity and focus. And so you're very fortunate that you got a chance to meet with him. And you said now you're on another book. Tell us about that. And then I know you incorporated Canfield's information, but you've created your own process called the pyramid principle. So tell us a little about your new book and the pyramid principle.
But the new book is GPS, your GPS to happiness. And what in these dark times that we're living in, I mean, there was the pandemic, and now there is this uncertainty, global uncertainty. Right. And I feel that we cannot go that way. We cannot become as dark as it is, because then all we're doing is you're contributing to the problems that are in the world. So what we must do is we have to raise our own vibrations, and that is through happiness, joy, and confidence, and feeling good about ourselves. So I'm taking my reader from helping themselves, working on themselves, that their being, loving, respecting, accepting themselves, and then I take them through the Jack Canfield principles as I explain them, leading them to concepts such as happiness, gratitude, forgiveness, that will certainly improve our lives. As I was doing it, we did the editing of the book, and my editor sent me something back. She said, you need to work on this part, and you need to go into this in detail. And I thought, no, I don't want to go there. So then I came up, suddenly something came up for me, and I saw this pyramid. And I had just been, that was right after the Canfield Mastermind. And what I noticed was, and I could relate because I'd been there, that when we start a project, we start out the foundation of our pyramid, very broad, very broad. We look everywhere and we gather our building blocks. And that is the time when it takes the longest, our most resources and energy goes into there. But we are also excited because we have that vision of the thing that we want to create. In my case, let's take the book. I saw the book. Now I needed to do all the work. I chose in this example that my building blocks are gold. Gold is malleable. It's soft. So you need a hardener. The hardener are your challenges, your setbacks, your roadblocks. They make you stronger and tougher. What you use as to put these blocks together, to cement them together. Fillers. Your failures and faults are your fillers. So once I saw this, I thought, oh, that's really absolutely true. First trimester. Second trimester is you breezing through it. It's all good. You're in motion. It's all good. Fine. Then you get to the top, and most people fail going through the last stage of any project because they're exhausted. They have given up everything. They have put all their energy and probably a lot of their money and resources into this project without seeing any results yet. And then the energy is deflated and they let go and they see 10 other shiny things and they go, oh, I must start something new. But here is the thing. When you understand where you are in this pyramid principle and you're right at the top and you're going, oh, all I need to do is pull back for a moment, gather my resources, gather my strength, and then get fired up and get through this with the vision of what comes afterwards. And when you see that, I guarantee you get through this last part, because most people give up right there, right before the end of it.
Yes, most people do. There's a book called 5 Feet from Gold, actually, by Greg Reed. That is the typical story of you're digging for gold, and you stop right here. And if only you kept going, you would have gotten that gold. So that's great. And Marina, it sounds like, take your challenges and lift yourself up. But the truth is, none of us lifts ourselves up alone and by ourselves. And that's where you come in as a guide, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. I need coaches because there are things I cannot see. I cannot see what's right underneath my nose, but you can.
Right.
And I have worked with coaches, and at first I thought I will never work with coaches. Okay. I don't know what to do without coaches today. So yes, that's what I do today, and I love it. I love helping people. I love being successful. And it's now that I'm developing my intuitiveness more, I can sense things that they can't see. I see patterns. I see things that are beneath the surface. And by uncovering that, it sets people free. And that is so exciting. It's so exciting to see people succeed and be happy and live the best life they can.
So, and that's fabulous. So your work is really for someone who's, I'm getting some feedback. Hopefully you're not getting that, my friends out there in video land. Your work is really for people who know there's something more, for people who might be experiencing questions about, how do they get beyond a challenge? How do they make a particular transition? What other type of person is the person that you can make the biggest difference for?
But it's people also who do not respect themselves, people who have no confidence, who lack confidence, which is really living in a world of scarcity. When we are not enough, we are not enough, and there is not enough. So it's a very dark world. And all you see is limitations. I can't do that because I'm not good enough. There is not enough. So when we change our perception, we change everything. We change our world. So I help people
Absolutely.
to really connect with themselves and to be their own best version. And by doing that, we contribute to making our world a better place, which is really what we all want to do. At the end of the day, that's what we all want to do.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Marina, for that story. I will forever think of the TV show Schitt's Creek when I think of you, because that story is just, it's a real true life example of what can happen to someone where life was great, and then all of a sudden the rug is literally well, they didn't want your rug, so they didn't pull the rug out from under you. But I have your website up on the screen. It's dreamabetterdreamnow.com. And is there anything they should look for in particular at your website?
My new book will be coming up in July. Your GPS to Happiness. We're working on the website by now, the landing page. So if they connect with me there, I will send a free copy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Marina, for being with us and
Thank
for
you.
sharing your story, for sharing your inspiration. I hope, like you, ladies and gentlemen who are watching us, can feel a renewed sense of, hey, if she can do that, I can do anything. And if life isn't where you want it to be right now, reach out to Marina. You can do that through her website. And thank you for sharing your truth. And that's what Be Real, Get Real is about. So showing your vulnerability, being your real self, being authentic. You are the poster child for that, my friend. Thank you so much for being with us today. And thank all of you for watching, for being a part of the Women's Prosperity Network. If you haven't already done so, be sure to join our group on Facebook. or go to womensprosperitynetwork.com and become a member for free if you're not already a member. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Marina. And we'll see you next time for another episode of Be Real, Get Real. Bye, everybody. Bye, Marina. Thank you.